Hello, you guys. How is everybody doing? Hope y'all doing good. Hope you guys doing okay. I keep on dreaming about you every night. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, Diane. Diane, I want to ask you something. Would you be one of my bridesmaids? Would you be a bridesmaid in my wedding? Hey, Magnard. Yes, I'm asking you. Would you be a bridesmaid? Hey, Shan. Good. Thank you, Diane. Diane love green. I'm telling you, she's loving. Um, Waiting for more people to come in. Yeah, we're going to talk about how can the community control crime and a man outs married pastor in Nashville. I guess I should have said, why aren't people feeling comfortable enough to just be themselves instead of wasting? I guess I need to put allegedly. I guess because he got text messages and he say they together. I guess there's a chance that he's lying. I guess there's a chance that you're gonna get a whooping. You are a problem, little boy. You are a problem, and y'all sister is growling at y'all. What are y'all doing to her? I been not. If I catch y'all humping on her, I'm getting you. Um. Okay, you guys. I wanted to talk about how can the community control crime. I get to thinking about like the crime in Memphis and everything and just how it is totally like it's like getting more and more out of control, right? Crime is getting more and more out of control. And I truly believe that people that care, they are making an effort to try and control crime. Um, but it seems to not be working, okay? And I think we have, in my opinion, okay, I think we have a lot of excuses on why crime is out of control. I think that it's easier for people to, just in my opinion, to pass blame, to put well, police is supposed to control crime. And what y'all do to her? Why in the hell she mad at y'all? Y'all hope they ain't got my girl dog pregnant because she about to beat the shit out of them. She about to beat the shit out of them boys. Y'all, when they turn aggressive all of a sudden and they don't want the boys around them, y'all think she pregnant? Lord have mercy. I hope not. Y'all know I went and got them boys spaded so that this could not happen. But she don't want them near her, period. And I'm just thinking about how Remy was when she got pregnant. She was about to beat the shit out of Riley. He was so timid. What's wrong, Rainbow? I hope it. I'm gonna have to take her to the doctor because I sure don't want her to have no babies. Because you know they say the babies come out. Okay, yeah, I know what they say, and so I'm against it. Anyways, you guys. Anyways, we always put it at the feet of the police. You know, we're always putting it at the feet of the police, and which police they are supposed to control crime. But I think that we need to go deeper because I think people like to outsource crime, as I always say, because we're supposed to be the leaders of our household, right? Um, and a lot of crime that is being committed, it is being committed by a lot of the youth, right? And so if it's being committed by a lot of the youth, then why are parents outsourcing the blame to the police department, right? My dad used to always say people don't like to accept responsibility for what they do. He said, and you know why? And I said, why? He said, because if they accept responsibility for what they do, then they have to, or what they're not doing, then they got to do something about it. And oftentimes people don't really want to do anything about stuff, right? It's just easier not to deal with it. And that made a lot of sense to me, you know, especially when I see people. And like I said, I've had the opportunity to see it on both ends. You know, people might say I'm insensitive. I'm not insensitive. It's just that I've had the opportunity to see it on both ends. You know, when parents run into the police department and say, well, you know, the police always messing with my son, but you already know that it's illegal for your son to be standing on the corner selling drugs all day in a neighborhood in front of children, right? So instead of doing something about your 17-year-old son standing on the corner selling drugs, you rather get mad at the police officers because they arrested your son. Now the police is the problem for doing their job when your son is 17 and still a minor. You really ought to be in the jail cell that they put your son in, right? And so they'll run down there, you know, talking about the police, even the black police, they low down motherfuckers. They're against black folks making money when you know damn well it's illegal to sell drugs, especially in front of a damn police officer. And so, like I said, you guys, you know, I just I don't know what to say as it relates to our community, except for we got to start standing post, right? We got to start standing post. And, you know, I grew up, I keep saying it, and a lot of men get mad when I say that. Fuck you, though. Whoever get mad, kiss my ass. Okay. I have to go ahead and say that because I just can't deal with that sensitivity. A lot of men get mad when I say, well, I grew up around a lot of strong men that did not tolerate certain stuff, and they weren't sensitive to their women saying certain things to them. They didn't let them disrespect them, but they had bigger fish to fry, right? They didn't argue with women. They weren't sassy with women. They didn't get involved in women's shit. You know what I mean? They didn't believe in arguing back and forth with women. They believed in handling business. And I'm not saying that, like, my dad and them have always legitimately built things, but I'm not saying that every man in my family has legitimately built something, right? Some of them, quite a few of my cousins, if not all of them, were street dudes, right? And what I saw was different. Um, they didn't go back and forth with women. They just it was just different. And my cousins now, my older cousins now, they're like in their like mid 50s and all of that. And they're still different. Like the way that they handle stuff. You know, they're still differently the way that they do it. But you know, they got money, right? They got money. They didn't worry about other stuff. Um, they didn't believe in bringing. They handled business when they needed to. They was well known around that Tulane area. People already knew not to mess with them. Um, but they just didn't believe in doing little anything crazy that could jeopardize like their freedom. Come here, Rainbow. Tell me, Mama. Come on. What's wrong, Mama? What's wrong with her? You don't feel good, Lord. I don't want to have to take a damn. It costs me $300 and $400 to take these damn dogs to the doctor when they don't feel good, and I don't like to see them laying around not feeling good either. Ooh, I don't like to see them laying around not feeling good. And so, anyways, like I said, they just kind of did things differently, and I think that's why, with me, it's kind of shocking. And I know everybody is different, when I see certain things, it is a shock to me. But I am older, I am older, but it's still shocking to me because I think the majority of the people um, that I see, they're in their 40s or their early 50s, right? And so that's why I say I think that we all come from a different era when whereas we are supposed to know better. It's very attractive to me when I can see a man not in getting involved in any mess or instigations. And that's another thing that I saw with my cousins that they didn't believe in doing. They just didn't talk. You know what I mean? They didn't do a whole lot of talking, and they didn't believe in any instigations. You know what I mean? Because it kept them off of whatever their end result was, and that was making money. It was no instigations. It was no arguing. It was not um, doing anything that was unnecessary um, to bring the attention to them by the police or anything like that. They just believed in handling business, and even then, right? Um, I'm not saying that growing up seeing them do things they was out in the street, so there was no telling what they was doing. But they always believed in, I don't care how many women they had, they took care of their women, right? They had kids with them, and they took care of their women. Okay, so like I said, I'm just kind of used to seeing a lot of different um, stuff, right? And I understand that parents have kids that get into things that they shouldn't. My auntie did the best she could. I think she would, several of them. I think that they would have. Yep, Shane Lane Street. That's right. You already know it. You probably know my family. Um, and so they did the best that they could. I think that my aunts, was worried. Growing up, I saw my aunts and stuff worried about my cousins and stuff being out in the street and staying up late, you know. Um, he said, and do. Okay, all right, I hear you. When he said Shane Lane, okay. You sure know something about that because my mom grew up on Shane Lane. My family is still over there. My dad grew up on Tulane, but he grew up in the houses. So, when you go straight down Shane Lane, it turns into Tulane. My dad's house was that first house to the right that he grew up in on Shane Lane. And when my grandmother died, my dad bought the house, and then he rented it out to my first cousin who unfortunately lost his life to colon cancer at the age of 45 about 2 years ago. And then now, but he ended up selling it to my cousin too, because my cousin asked him, Uncle Rick, instead of renting from you, can I just buy it? My dad was like, he didn't want to deal with it no more. Yeah, go ahead and you can. I think my dad basically, I told him, my dad charged him basically nothing. I said, Dad, you could have just gave him the darn house. If you're going to charge him that, you just give it to him. Instead of charging him the little bit of money you charged him. Rest in peace to my cousin Wayne. That was my first cousin. What's up, the Alabama hitter? One of my high school girlfriend's dad had two whole families living on one street and was the head of both households. Lord have mercy. Now, the only way that could have happened, Alabama hitter, you grew up on Hodge and Lorraine. I know what Lorraine is. And I know what Hodge is. Hodge and Lorraine. Because I remember Thomas, Davine. I think his name was Davine. Was his name Davine? Renard. They all grew up around that area. Let me tell you something here. The only way a man could accomplish something like that is if the two women, one woman knew about the other one and she agreed to be second. I don't think that could ever just happen with me because I act a fool. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna keep on digging until I find it. I wish I wasn't like that. That's just how I am, though. Every time I decide, because y'all know for years I did infidelity investigative work. So I was like, when I get a boyfriend, I was for a long time because I would find out something about him so quick. I would start just digging. I mean, I didn't have to dig. All I had to do was look. I would find out something about him so damn quick. It was ridiculous. And I was like, well, I'm going to just wait. From now on, from this point on, I was like, I'm just going to let them tell me. I don't want to go searching. I'm going to see if, I just want them to tell me. That was the biggest damn mistake I ever made, giving somebody the opportunity to tell me something. Because they ain't going to tell you. The Alabama hitter says they knew each other. I was scared as hell of them in high school. Child. He said he know my family. Oh my God. Anyway, y'all, I love my family. I be so distant sometimes. I saw one of my cousins today, and she was like, Chrissy. And I looked at her, I was like, money, oh my God. Look, I be such a hermit sometimes. I had not seen my little cousin in so long. And I said, what you driving? Where you? She said, yes, I am grown now. I can drive real good. I remember when they used to spend the night at my house with my kids. Money used to walk around talking about, be there, be there, be there. I said, Lord have mercy, money is crazy. Talking about beat it, be there, be there. Like I can't even go to sleep. That girl in there singing Beat It, Michael Jackson song. And she'd just be saying it all over again. Be there, be there, be there, be there. I said, okay, Quita, you're going to have to go ahead and come and get her. Anyways, you guys, but we was talking about to control crime. And I said that to say this. I know oftentimes like the men think that I be hard on them. I'm so not hard on men. I think what happens is, but I've had to learn that, everybody come from what the hell, y'all get back over here, Rainbow. You wasn't dealing with them. I don't want you out of my sight with them boys because I don't trust them. Get over here, Rainbow. Where you at? Stay over here with me. I don't want you going around corners with them. Y'all treat these dogs like they human. And to me, they are human. They so smart. It don't make no sense. Get on out the damn way. And so I'm not hard on guys. It's just that maybe my delivery, because I be playing sometimes, but I do mean what I say. I had to understand, I had to think about, everybody comes from a different upbringing, right? Some men didn't even have fathers in their households, and so they've had to um just like survive, I guess the best way. But there are mothers who have raised, that were single mothers, and they have absolutely 100% raised good men, good boys. So, of course, men need to be in the household, healthy men, healthy mentality, to raise their sons. I think that if there were more men in the household or in their sons' lives, um, to help to guide them in the right direction, to because we always talk about validating girls, and girls do need to be validated by their fathers, so that they don't fall for every time Dick and Harry, when they say that they love them. You consistently hearing your father say that I love you, I love you. That means a lot. Because I can remember, like, when I was growing up, I used to get so sick of my dad kissing on me, and it would be embarrassing when he would say, I love you, do you love me? I love you, do you love me? And it was really embarrassing to me, but that was needed. You know what I mean? And now I see what my dad was doing. When your dad is trying to validate his daughter, to let his daughter know, I love you, right? And so when a girl hears a man say it, she doesn't just fall prey to him if his intentions are wrong, when she's consistently hearing her father say it, just like young boys. Because I think sometimes, not with all fathers, but with some fathers, they want to teach their boys to be hard, so they never tell their sons that they love them. They never try and validate their sons. And so, believe it or not, we're all human, and we all want to feel like we're loved, right? We want to feel like we're being accepted. And so when they feel like a gang member or somebody is showing them some love and validating them, they fall prey to that. And so I said that to say this: good fathers are very vital in the household, right? And even if they're not in the household, I think just having a healthy relationship with their children, their sons and their daughters. And so some of these things that they hear, some of these things that they're asked to do, I think I think they wouldn't fall prey to if they absolutely had um their fathers in their household, and they was healthily in the household, because oftentimes, because of how the economy is and how things are now, if mama is still raising kids that are underage, you better know, unless she has a really, really, really good job. And even now, you see, like, nurses, doctors work multiple shifts and multiple clinics and things of that nature, because times are just so hard. So people are having to have extra streams of income coming in, so that they're having to have extra streams of income coming in, so that they can put food on the table, right? So yeah, I don't know how I got into that, but I think I was just talking about controlling crime. And I definitely have a like a soft spot and a passion, especially for young adults and children, girls and boys. And I hate to see them falling prey and falling weak, right? Um, hey, peer pressure is something else, right? And a lot of kids fall prey to that, to peer pressure. So that's why I say it is essential that kids grow up in a healthy household where they don't hear a lot of arguing and fussing and fighting, and um, they, they feel loved and all of that. And I know oftentimes, like, when people have children, and they go and get into other relationships, and they go and marry other people, I think it is very important for that person, when they marry someone else and bring them into their children's lives, it is very important for that person to make sure that the person that they are marrying and bringing into their children's lives really do love their kids, right? Um, because people can be, what the hell is y'all over there doing? Because people can trick you, you know. Hey, I think that that is just as important. You know, watch that. You know, I think even in my situation, I think I've spoken about that. When I was growing up, my dad was married to another woman, right? And she had been my stepmother for as long as I can remember, because my dad and my mom were like high school sweethearts, right? So they were very young when they had me. And so, anyways, my dad later on ended up marrying another woman. And hey, as far as I know, you know, my dad was around. As far as I know, at that point, I thought that this lady looked at me as her daughter. But to find out years later that this lady was doing all types of things because she was jealous of um, me being my dad's oldest daughter, right? Me, or whatever affection she thought that my dad had for me, which is weird because I can remember when I had my first, because I used to always tell everybody, you know, I love my stepmother, and she was a nice lady, and she was always, you know, mild mannered, and she seemed to be growing up. And I remember when I had my first child, and she called out to the hospital, right, to talk to me and congratulate me and all of that. And so I can remember she said I had to go to God about you. And I was like, why? You had to go to, at this point I was, when I had my first baby, I was 20, or I was two, I might have been 2 weeks. I was 2 weeks from being 20. And so um she said I had to go to God about my feelings about you. And I was like, why? And she said, I had to ask God to deal with me. And I said, why? And she said, well, I used to have to talk to God about, you know, why is it that, you know, your dad um, was very strict on my girls who was in the house with him. And he was different with you. And I was like, well, I don't understand what you mean, because I didn't grow up in the house with you all. I was there every summer, but I didn't grow up in the house with you all. She was like, well, your dad was different with you. You know, he let you talk back. I said, he didn't let me talk back. I just did it. I said, he didn't let me. And she said, but he was not strict on you. And I think what she didn't understand was that, when I think my dad made have felt a little guilty, because, and I think that's why he would always say, come here, gal, I love you. I love you. Tell me you love me, because I was only there, you know, for maybe a month out of the summer, even though, you know, I spent time with them. I would go spend nights with them, maybe on weekends during the school months. But um, I think he felt a little guilty because I wasn't in the household with him. And so that's why he did that. Unfortunately, she didn't understand that. She couldn't understand why he would be grabbing on me and kissing me and embarrassing me and all of that. She just looked at it as he was showing me favoritism, when the fact of the matter was, I think it was just guilt. I want to let my oldest daughter, who is not in my household every day, know that I love her. You going to court tomorrow for trespassing? What what you trespassing for? Anyways, you guys, we'll get back to that. But I want to talk about a pastor, because I'm going on and on. Y'all know how I get. And I be reminiscing about shit and talk about stuff. But I also want to talk about, there's a pastor in Nashville. Okay. Y'all know I be getting lost. I get to thinking about shit. And anyways, there's a pastor in Nashville that has been outed by I was trespassing because for looking them people. What what people wonder what you looking in? What people's so you telling me you a peeping Tom? That you telling me you a freak? Use a peeping Tom, use a freak. That's what you saying? Travail, you telling me you a peeping Tom freak? Is that what you saying, Travail? Use a peeping Tom freak? Travail, is you telling me use a peeping Tom freak? I was looking at cuz I was at the vape shop looking in people windows and they called a so you was looking through the window of the vape shop? What damn vape shop, Travail? Travail, have you been in here before? Or are you a troll? Because I don't remember seeing you in here before. Are you a troll or have you been in here before? Because I don't remember seeing you up in here. He said, Lord have mercy. Lord Jesus. Mm, mm, mm. Travail, what the vape shop and company? I was getting ready to ask you what courtroom you was gonna be in. Um, Lord have mercy. He said the vape shop in Covington, Georgia. I tell you, Lord Jesus. Well, Travail, I'm gonna pray for you. You're gonna have to stop peeping Tom. You're gonna have to stop being a peeping Tom. That's all I could tell you. You're gonna have to stop peeping in folks' windows. It's not right. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Anyways, you guys, I want to talk about a pastor, right? That that has been outed by by a guy to I'm going to be in Newton County Court. He's been outed by his book. Now, this is a reputable, this is a pastor in Nashville, y'all. He is a pastor in Nashville. He's got a family, and allegedly, this man has come out. This man says that he get ready to tell his story. Let me show y'all a little bit of it, okay? And then I'm gonna show y'all the pastor. Ooh, Travail, I want you to look at this, child. This will be good for you. Look at what I'm getting ready to show, Travail. I want you to look at this. This will be a good one for you to look at, okay?
Oh, the gag is I need my blunt back.
Bitch, you just told me ass blunt. The fuck? Are you saying me? Quit watching me, bitch.
Bitch, you feel me? Put big moose all in the camera. Sean don't want to see that big fucking moose.
And I don't even know what it's called.
Now the pastor that he's saying that he has been secretly messing around with, he got text messages, allegedly Pastor Frank Matthews in Nashville, allegedly.
It's over because you got to send my funeral up.
I'm trying to take care of something.
I have to be real out of control here.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
All is well. Listen, thank you so much for coming on. For even wanting to do this. You kind of broke it. Hey,
You said out a little bit.
I said you done kind of broke the internet today.
Yeah, I kind of shook this thing up a little bit. Didn't mean to that much, But hey, we here now, so.
So what happened? How did this jump off? I did watch a lot.
So hold on, how did what jump off in what aspect? Like, where do you want me to start at?
Somebody sent you a video of this man, or?
So okay, yeah. So let's start there. So I attend Love Center South. Was saying under the leadership of Apostle Sam Franklin, and we were having service in a different area yesterday and not at our church. So I did not attend service. So I decided I was going to go live virtual services. And I told my friends that I was going to do virtual, and somebody sent me the Triumphant Church video yesterday. And I was already watching another church's live, but I had 2 cell phones, so I was going back and forth watching these videos. And when it was time for the pastor at this church to preach, it just so happened to be Fred, whatever his name is, because I still don't even remember. Fred Matthews Myers, something, whatever his name is, it was him. And just so happened, I knew him as Ryan. His Jack name on the gay app is Ryan. His name saved in my phone is Ryan Jack, things like that. So I kind of gagged a little bit. And when I seen him, I said, okay, this is the man I've been fucking. But then I had to go deeper than just this the man I've been fucking. I said, let me confirm that this is him. So I started listening to his voice, and I wound up listening to the whole entire sermon. I listened to him preach the entire 2 hours, hour and a half that he preached. He preached for a very long time, so I watched everything. And I'm like, this is definitely the man that I was linking with because I know that voice. He has a distinctive voice. And it came to a point where he said something in his sermon about how the people was laying hands on other people that were not called. He didn't want nobody laying hands on him that weren't called. They wasn't living by the scripture. They were doing abomination, things like that. He was saying that he didn't want nobody laying hands on him. So I had wound up getting off the live because I was watching Frank Stevenson's church, Friendship. And my sister and I was watching that together on the live, and we had called each other when the live stream ended, and he was still going. So I had got off his live to talk to my sister, and when I came back, he was laying people out. And I said, hold on, pause. You mean to tell me you just preached on this pulpit and said that you don't want nobody laying hands on you that's not living right, but it's okay for you to go and lay these people out? A fool. A fool. Thank you. A fool. So I had talked to my sister, I talked to my auntie, but then I paid the situation. They kept telling me, don't do it. He had passed, I paid it. But then when I woke up this morning, I don't know what came across my mind. But when I woke up this morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, I chose violence.
You chose violence, right?
So I immediately went to calling leadership because my dad was a bishop. He was a very big, top-notch pastor in the city before he passed. So I'm like, okay, I still want to get, the spiritual aspect of what I'm about to do. I know I'm about to do this. Let me see if somebody can convince me not to, because if you know who I am, I can take it to a further level than what y'all could ever imagine. It can get real diabolical out here. And one thing I've never done is lied on my dick. No shade to nobody else. I don't lie on my dick. I don't lie about where my dick go, what's going on, any of that. I'm not going to lie about this. This is me. I don't have a reason to lie to you about it. So I decided to call leadership. One leadership didn't answer. The other leadership didn't answer. And I'm like, okay, it's early in the morning and it's Monday. If you know most leadership from a church, they don't answer on Mondays. Mondays is their off days. Everybody knows that for most leadership. So I paid the situation. I said, I'm not going to say nothing. Then I got on Big O. And I'm on Big O. And I'm like, I'm talking to somebody from Nashville about the church. And they like, oh, he's gay, this, not that. But then we went into the realm of wife and the kids and all these different types of things. And at that point, something inside of me said, get up, take a shower, go live. And before I got up and took a shower and went live, I made a post. That talked about him being gay and, me having sex with him. And I asked the wife to forgive me for nutting her husband so many times and leaving my children inside of her husband. And then he coming home and pushing the kids out in her toilet and then going to fuck her because he didn't get his nut with me. But go ahead. But that's kind of how those things went.
I'm gonna bring up the your post. But But did you hear this part of the sermon right here? Hold on.
Play it for me.
It's quiet up in here. Tell somebody I need the real thing.
Oh, I watched it.
I dare you to high five 3 people. Go hit them real good. Hit them real good. Say, I need the real thing. Tell play. I could have played out there. I would have stayed in the world. Come on, help me out there. Come on here, tell them if I was going to fake, I could have stayed in the world. I refuse to get in the church and be a fake. Now that's what he said.
That's exactly what he said, and that's part of what I just said. That's part of the post. So this morning, when I went live, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When I went live this morning, I didn't have concrete evidence. If you get what I'm saying, I didn't have physical, concrete evidence that could say, regardless of what I'm finna say, they gonna know I'm telling the truth. So when I first got on live this morning, a lot of people was like, "Oh no, J-Rock, you lying." But the people that know me from social media, know me from my city, they're like, "No, this man ain't lying. We know J-Rock. He don't even go live on Facebook like that no more. He always on Instagram, and then he really don't make too many posts." So I had to go live. I went live, and while I'm live, the more I'm thinking about the situation, the more I'm recollecting it, I'm giving it out to the people. I'm like, you know what? Let's download Jack and see if we can find his profile. And I remember what his profile name was, Ryan. And I remember when I saved his name in my phone, I remember it came to me that we just didn't text on Jack.
Exposing a pastor.
We also text on the text now number that he sent me. Well, he sent me the text now number on Jack, and I texted because it's the number he gave me. For the people that don't know what Jack is, Jack, Jackd, is a gay app for men. They link up, you know, the pastors have been preaching about the Jack app lately, and Grindr and Sniffies and all those different types of things. They've been preaching about it lately. No shade. So y'all hearing about the apps. So I'm like, okay, if the wife go and get his phone and she go to the Apple store and she type in Jack, and if it got the arrow right there, she could see that it's been downloaded before because I didn't have concrete evidence. So I'm thinking in my head, that's the only way I can prove this. And I know what kind of vehicle he drives, but heck, anybody drives the same kind of vehicle. Anybody can drive a 4-door truck that's black. But then I was like, you know what? His name, his text numbers, all that is in my phone. Let's go to that and see. So I went off the live, I screenshot the messages, and I came back. I'm like, you know what? Gag, I got messages. I didn't go deep into messages. I only scrolled to the very top to see where we started it, which is January of last year or this year, whichever year. And then when I was like, you know what? Let's end this live and let me go live on this phone so I can actually read the messages out of this phone. Let's take a shot. I'm like, let me really read the messages out of this phone to y'all. And the gag was, I ran into a picture of him.
I'm fried. Give me a bag of
Like, be for real.
Give me a bag of
Somebody call his phone?
Figure out why the fuck he
Y'all don't be calling the man phone.
Why would they call me while I'm on live? Like, why are you calling? I'm gonna cuss this hoe out. Hello. I'm on live and you're calling me and just ended my live. What the hell? Girl, I'm sending you shit. Fuck wrong with you? Ooh, that just irked the living shit out of me.
Fucking the pastor is crazy. Like, how you preaching at a church about being
fuck? Why would she come and fucking do that shit? Yes, I need that. Thank you.
And I got some.
Thank you. Here we go.
The bottle of grease.
My God.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, y'all all good? Y'all ready to take a shot? We in the intermission right now. Take a shot. Take a shot. Pour me up.
Oh, that was water.
That's Marseille.
He said they in intermission.
Fill me all the way up. I'm pissed off. Thank you. Regardless of the message that was coming out, because it's not his physical phone number, they were not believing it. The dates line up to when he was out of town. It shows he was in Cabo on this certain day. It shows he was in this town on this certain day. It showed all these things, right? But it was not enough for these feeble-minded black people in Nashville, Tennessee. They did not care. That's their pastor. They feel like he can preach hard. They feel like they give him everything he wants. He got a lot of members. But what they fail to realize is the ones with the biggest churches and the ones with everything be the most devious, nastiest, down low ones. And just so happened, y'all pastor been getting slutted and busted by people like me that are porn stars. Okay? I am an openly gay porn star. I fuck niggas for a living. No shade to no soul. If you want to call it prostitution, escorting, I don't give a fuck. I fuck the niggas for a living. I don't know this man background. I don't know nothing about this man. Don't give two fucks about the man, but I do give two fucks about him having a wife and children. I do give two fucks about him going to church on Sundays, laying people on the ground and leading people to Christ, but you're not right. The Bible talks about the things that it calls for to be a bishop in the Bible. And one thing is talking about abomination. Anything that is abomination is something that Christ does not like. That's things that's, against the Bible. And, what you're doing, adultery is abomination. Fornication is abomination. Those type of things. So why would I keep letting my people, my cousins, my friends, granddaddy, uncles, mama, all them keep going to this man's church if he's not right? No shade. I'm not saying I'm right and I don't confess to be right. I'm not contradicting nothing. Don't give two cares about nothing. I'm not a pastor. I'm a gay porn star. I still love the Lord. I still talk to God and he still covers me because the Bible says he reigns on the just and the unjust. But it also says in order to be a preacher, you must be called. Thank you.
Your family goes to his church?
Oh, I know people that go to his church. My dad was a very popular pastor in this city, in Nashville, for a very long time until he passed. And a lot of people spread out. And around the time that he passed, triumphant church became a thing. So a lot of, singers and things, because, when you first open up a church, you need to get whoever you can. And at this point, everybody from my dad's church was branching off to other churches. And Triumphant picked up some of the people, and just so happens certain members he picked up were people in my dad's family.
So I do have a question. So because I saw the text messages, I was waiting for you to drop the video. I was waiting for you to drop the video.
The reason I did not drop that sex tape is because under the legal aspect, y'all know I'm not stupid, nor am I slow. I may be very diabolical, but I'm not stupid, nor am I slow. But I feel like if I would have exposed him, that's criminal charges, things like that, et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't want that under my name. He know what's going on. The truck was enough. If the truck wasn't enough, the text messages should show. If the text messages is not enough for you, heck, let's bring the bishop on and let's ask the bishop himself face to face. Hey, bishop, what's going on, bishop? You know what the bishop holler out? Oh, let's, what did he say? Report and block is what he said.
So, but see, J-Rock, here's the thing. If you're lying, why are you telling people to block? If you're lying, then see, this is why I like having receipts. Because when people get on live and say, didn't do this, I didn't do this, and you say, is this you? Is this you?
But the gag, you know what gagged me the most? I text him March the 20th from my phone, and the message didn't go through, so I knew the text down number was new. People read, when you got a text down number, you don't keep them. After you don't use them for a minute, you don't keep them. So I knew the message didn't go through because it popped up red, but I sent him a picture of him, a reel that came up on my phone of him preaching. And I said,
they said he took the post down.
Huh?
They said he took the post down.
Oh, he definitely took the post down. He thought this was over with. He thought because my page had got taken down, they reported my Facebook page and said that I was using a fake identity. And Facebook said I was suspended for 180 days. But then I sent them a picture of my identity, and I also took the video thing that they asked him to do. And then they switched it to I was suspended for 24 hours. This is far from over with. That whole congregation needs to get it together. The Bible talks about if the head is wrong, the whole entire body is wrong. Okay? If I go take an apple, a whole bunch of good apples, but I put one rotten apple in the middle, it's going to be a shit show going on in there, okay? Before you know it's going to be a shit show. How can y'all, as a congregation, allow your minister, your leader, your bishop, and I can't express this word bishop enough. Y'all don't understand what it means to be a bishop in the church, okay? Bishop is not minister, it's not elder, it's not a pastor, it's not nothing. Bishop is what the Bible talks about. That's what they call the pastors in the Bible is bishops. That's a very high-ranking thing in the church. So
bishop is one you're supposed to be blameless. You're supposed to be the husband of one wife.
One wife, thank you.
You're supposed to have no type of nothing. You're supposed to be clean. established. You're supposed to be somebody with a shining that you can be looked up to. It's quite a few, and then you're supposed to be you're right in there with an apostle. You're supposed to be an established person that established ministries. Why was he a bishop?
I don't understand it. To me, when I went live and I decided to do this, everybody know I'm an influencer. I'm an entertainer. I do lives every single day. I go live with people like Shamar. I read people every single day. This is what I do. But today it was different. Today gave I felt like it was something I had to get off my chest, because when I found out this man was the pastor, it rocked me. Because first of all, I don't like to mess with married men. For the people that be hitting me up, if you know J-Rock, I tell any married man, I don't even mess around with y'all like that. I don't like to do threesomes. I have done threesomes in porn, but that's because I'm a porn star. But what I'm saying is, on the back end, even escort, prostitute, whatever y'all want to call it, making my coin while y'all sitting at a 9 to 5, y'all go to the 9 to 5s. The amount of money y'all make at the 9 to 5s, I'm making more than that in 30 minutes. I bust on this nigga face and stuff like that. But with that being said, y'all pastor needs to be held accountable for the things that he has done. When we get to see Jesus, he's not going to forget about anything that we've done. He's going to hold us accountable for each and everything. And if you're going to lead me to Christ, don't try to lead me to my sheets. Don't lead me to one to nut in your asshole. Don't lead me to nutting on your face. Don't ask me, can I nut in your mouth? Don't do none of those typical things that a gay man would ask him. Can't no gay man on the face of this earth lead me to Christ. I don't care what aspect. I will allow the rock to cry out before I let a gay man get me saved. You understand me? The Bible talks about, I know I'm gay as hell. I don't give a damn. If I die today, Lord rest my soul, okay? But with that being said, I'm not a pastor. I'm not professing to be this big bishop in front of a church with a whole bunch of young youth.
Let me say this, y'all. I don't mean no harm, and I don't have no issues with gay people. As long I don't have any issues with what people do, as long as they are not harming anybody else. But this dude is twisted. Hey, more than likely the pastor was, because I looked at the pastor, y'all. I'm gonna pull the pastor up in a minute. When True Aquarius and Snoozy Cake first told me about this pastor, the first thing I did was I went and pulled the pastor up, and his bottom lip do hang. When I saw the bottom lip, before I even saw him, I said, yeah, he sucked more dick than the law allowed. Okay, so I already knew that it was. I told y'all you could. If you ever want to know if they doing a little something strange, they in the closet, check their bottom lip. It's going to hang. Okay, that bottom lip going to hang. Okay, but let's finish.
In it, a whole bunch of old folks in it, and a whole bunch of people that just want to be there because it's a lot of members. I'm not that. I live in my truth. I stepped down at the Love Center South from the media team because I told my pastor and the media team, I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to have my church be looked at in a bad look. If you call Sarah Franklin right now, she will tell you I stepped down from my job. Nobody fired me. Nobody told me you couldn't do this, none of that. I stepped down from the praise team and I stepped down from the media team because I know what I do on the back end. I don't hide stuff from nobody. I don't do none of that. When I go to church, you know what's going on. Even the people in church sometimes tell me, oh, your live was so funny this week, J-Rock. Oh, you was so funny this week. Like, you had me going. Those type of things. One thing we are going to do going forward in this lifestyle is we, as the young generation, the youth, are not going to be scared of these older people. Man, you have a wife. You have kids. I don't care what your congregation say. We know it's not a lie because enough proof has been proven. Honey, how do I know what kind of car you drive? I can tell you the spots, blemishes, and every little mark on your asshole. Okay? If your wife gonna bend you over on her couch right now, I can tell her where to point at to find these spots, blemishes, and anything else that's back there on your asshole. Because when I fuck a nigga, I examine the shit. Okay?
How you know she don't know that already?
But if she do know, she a dumbass first lady, but I highly doubt it from what I heard and from what I know about her. We really related. No shade. I found that out today. She's related to the Dunlap family. I was adopted into the Dunlap family. Not adopted, but they're my people. I love those folks. So I found out today that who I call my mama, that's her people. No shade. And every single person I spoke to that know her was under the impression that she knew nothing about this. She did have speculations that once upon a time, she had speculations about that man right there that you see. But it was never, like I was told today, it was never enough proof to come out to prove that this man was gay. It was never enough proof. But I got the proof, baby. You came.
Okay. How did y'all meet? Like
on Jack, he talked to me about my porn. He was watching my porn. I'm a porn star. He was watching my porn, which attracted him to my Jack account. On Jack is what he told me. If you read the messages, the text messages that I posted, he talks about it. He talks about me being a fine ass porn star, how he watches my porn, things like that. That's what he said out of his own.
He's subscribed.
Yeah, he gotta have subscribed, baby. If he paid me, he's definitely subscribed to my OnlyFans. And hell, he probably don't subscribe to the OnlyFans because he was getting it on the back end. No shade. He was getting busted down. I was nutting in the past, so yeah, he probably wasn't subscribing to the OnlyFans. But hey, he was definitely. He know what's going on.
Nashville.
Huh?
I had to hear. Y'all want to listen? I don't.
On your own, if he subscribed to your
Y'all
own,
don't want to be here.
and before he even contacted you, if he go find where he has like subscribed.
Yes, but in his case, I've learned something about the pastor today. I've got many calls from pastors all over the United States. I put this on my soul. I stamped this on my dead niece. I have got contacted by everybody I could find out. I got off live today with 84 missed calls. I got off live with over 1,000 notifications on Facebook, 1,000 notifications on Twitter, 1,000 notifications on Snapchat. That's the gag. I was going to call by people that I haven't spoken to in years today about this situation. That man, no, for a fact, he is a gay, down low, bottom of the barrel, never going to be shit ass, wimp of a daddy ass sissy who wants to call himself a fucking bishop. Sissy. Bitch, you ain't bishop in a motherfucking thing, but bishop in this dick in your motherfucking mouth and this nut in your shitty asshole. Because that bitch did shit on my dick the last time I fucked him. It was very nasty, very disgusting.
What he did what?
He shitted on my dick. And it's in the text messages. The text messages prove that. I text him that and I said, you shit. I don't close my mouth for no bitch. I don't give a fuck. I told that hoe, I said, you shitted on my dick. You shitted on my dick at your old ass age. In the comments, he talks about being a 40-plus-year-old bum or whatever he wants to call himself. Whatever he called himself, he talked about that. You need to read the messages. Did you not get into the messages?
Listen, I was too editing and putting together all of this stuff because I had to make it make sense.
Did it not make sense enough? Did I not give enough proof today to prove that that's who the fuck I'm talking to?
J-Rock, let me tell you something. After watching your live, I didn't need to read no messages.
Okay, thank you.
But you showed the messages, right?
Thank you. I did show the messages on 2 different lives.
And not only that, you even said in the messages that you read out loud, you said he shitted on your dick and he paid you $1,000.
Okay, y'all. Oh, Lord Jesus. So let's look at who he's talking about, y'all. Let's see if we can, because they're right there. Look. Y'all, look, I just will. So this is who he's talking about right here.
For all, yes, God, for all of his many benefits. You and you alone gets all of our praise, oh God. We will bless you, oh God, at all times, oh God. Yeah. To us. I mean to say that again. I say, God, you have been so good to me. Yes, God. And we give God praise and we give him the honor. Come on and clap those hands as we bring up the angel of this house, our pastor, Bishop Fred Matthews.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Who got that testimony tonight that you can say, God, you have been better than good to me?
Y'all watch that
good
bottom
just
lip.
Don't sum it all up. Amen. The word good. He's been so much more than that. And we just love him. We honor him on today. Grab hands with your neighbor real quick and let's just pray. Amen. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you right now for your tender love and kindness toward us. Lord, we thank you that you have been better than good to us, oh God. Lord, we praise you, we magnify you, we glorify your holy name, God. Lord,
I don't mean no harm, y'all. But look at the bracelet. That's the type of, I like them type of cuffs to put on my damn hand. Shit, when I want to accessorize. I don't mean no harm, but unless it's a damn real diamond bracelet, I've always had suspicions of men that like to wear bracelets. Okay, if it ain't no diamond, if it ain't no bling bling, then they wearing cuffs. I wear cuffs. I like cuffs. I like them cuffs, and he got them on. Okay, let's see.
But as we enter into your word on tonight, hallelujah, we're so thankful, Lord. You're great and greatly to be praised. Now come on in the room, Lord, and have your way, oh God. Lord, even those that are watching online, let them feel your presence in the name of Jesus. God, we pray for the hands.
Look at the lip, y'all. I told y'all. Look at his
Tell
lip.
somebody, you got to be clear on what God is saying, because when you're not clear, you will jump on everything that sounds good. I am this down in your notes. Jot this down in your notes real quick.
Ooh, child, Lord. Listen, y'all, look. Can y'all see that? Y'all, the only thing I say, people just need to, instead of ruining folks' lives. Look, and the wife pretty. His wife is pretty. Instead of ruining people's lives, why not just live in your truth? So maybe he wanted to be a pastor and he felt like, look at his mouth. I told y'all. Maybe he felt like he couldn't be a pastor if he had a man. And so he went and married a woman. I don't know, y'all. A lot of look, like I said, I don't have no issues with that. But I mean, just the idea that people ruin other folks' lives. I have an issue with people that are on the down low instead of just coming out and living their truth, and they go and they get wives and live a lie and take years and years of these people's lives to hide their truth and ruin their life. I'm gonna tell y'all about this case I had probably about 5 years ago. This lady called me from down in I believe it was around, was it Covington? It was around one of those areas. Okay. And she was like, I want a private investigator to follow my husband. And I said, okay. And so she said, yeah. I said, well, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. She said, well, I think that my husband is seeing someone, and I think he's seeing prostitutes. I said, okay. Well, she said, well, each and every time he gets ready to leave, he packs a bag with lingerie in it, and he puts it in the trunk. I said, oh, okay. I had an epiphany when she said that. I said, so your husband packs, I said, is it the same lingerie? She said, yeah, it's the same lingerie. And he went and put it in the trunk. Now, this was an older white lady. She said they was retired, both of them. And she was just talking. I was like, okay, you know. So then I was like, oh, well, okay, we can do that. And so then I was like, you know, we talked about some more stuff. And so I said, let me ask you something. Do you think that your husband may have the lingerie like for himself or something like that? She was like, well, my husband has in the past liked to dress up in my clothes. She said, we've been married for 35 years. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, let me ask you something else. Don't take this personally. Do you think your husband is gay? And she just bust out crying. Oh, he can't be gay. I'm taking care of both of my parents. It was so sad. I'm taking care of both of my parents. And, you know, anyways, to make a long story short, he was definitely going to the hotel, but he was the prostitute. This is on my daddy's grave. Okay, he was the one that was used. He was the one that was seeing men at the hotel. So, you know, I don't know what happened in that situation. I think she just wanted to be sure. She's probably still married to him. But what I said that to say this, them folks had been married for 35 years. Their kids was grown, and he was out. You know, that was not his. I'm sure that wasn't his first time doing it. She saw the signs. What man want to dress up in women clothes? I would have a damn fit if my man, let alone a husband, but if my man ever said anything to me about he wanna, even if he just want to role play, baby, I want to role play. I want to put on your clothes. I'm going to get some. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm going to get some because I keeps my. I'm going to get some. I'm walking up out that motherfucking room and I'm going in another room and get something, or I'm going in that drawer, and that's all I got to say. Okay? Because you know what I'm talking about? Because people need to be honest with you. Folks need to be honest about what their sexuality is so that they can live out their truth. Okay? And people have the signs, you know. I think folks now, they don't really know the signs because they so freaked out. Okay. And I'm not trying to tell people what to do in their bedroom because I don't care what folks do in their bedroom. But I think people are so freaked out now. Like, I was looking at something in this room online, this Facebook little room. This was a long time ago. And somebody made a post saying, is it gay if your boyfriend want you to put on a strap on on him? And it was amazing to me how many young women, and these were young women, that was said, no, it's not. If you're the one that's using it on him, I don't think that a straight man, I don't have anything to do with what people do, but I don't think that a straight man wants his booty hole to be tampered with. I mean, that's what I thought. Okay, I don't think that a straight man wants anybody messing with his booty hole. Okay, not a straight man. Okay, but you know, now you hear, you know, men now bragging about how somebody, I guess they feel like, because see, some men have such a hate for women. They got a hate for women. So if they can get a woman to do something demeaning, if her self-esteem is messed up, or she's messed up on drugs or something like that, some men hate women so much they only live to do demeaning things. You know what I mean? It makes them feel good, because, you know, God said the woman is supposed to be the weaker vessel, right? So instead of he made the men stronger for a reason, so that they could cover and protect the women. That's the reason why God whooping a lot of these Negroes' asses cat raggedy, because they don't understand their damn position. Okay, they feel like God made them the stronger vessels so that they can hurt the women, right? When they're supposed to be shielding and protecting the women and the children. A lot of men have gotten off of their throne. They're supposed to be kings, but they're going to get it right when God get through slaughtering their asses, okay? Because that's where a lot of this bad luck come from, right? But instead, they brags about somebody eating their booty. They don't understand that they exposing themselves, okay? See, God says that he would make the enemy expose himself. They're exposing themselves. They thinking that they making a woman look bad when he exposing what he is. And then they get mad at some woman like me that get on here and ain't scared to talk about it. Oh, we would like Tamara. Well, why you watching? I don't know. I just can't stop watching her. Don't watch me to talk about me. You got a goddamn mental illness. If you watching me and you can't stand me, you twist it. They watch me because they know I'm telling the truth. Okay? People don't like truth. Okay, but I'm gonna speak some truth today. No straight man wants a tongue, a finger, a dildo, a plug, or another dick in his booty. Okay? See, it's gonna hate me. Some men gonna hate me for saying that. Who she think she is? I like getting my booty ate. I'm just telling you. Okay? See, they don't want me to tell these women the truth that don't know. Okay? And so evidently, thank you, Diane, because evidently his wife had reasons to suspect that. Now he should have went off in the sunset and just lived his truth. He'd be a lot happier. He wants to be a pastor. Now they got gay pastors that's pastoring churches. Okay? But instead, what he didn't did, because I'm gonna tell you something right now, I don't believe in that bisexual stuff. Okay? I don't. If more than likely, if they messing with men, it is because they prefer a man. Okay, they got a woman because some men have a hate for women. They feel like a woman is to be used. That's why they can't catch a damn break. They need to take their bottom hanging lip ass on and go wrap it around what they secretly been wrapping it around anyways and be out in the open with it. Okay. And let me tell you something. I got a gay cousin. Anybody ever say something bad about my cousin? We all coming. I don't have no issues with no gay people. I have issues with men that are on the down low that ruin women lives. And it's a lot of women like that too. It's a lot of women don't know that they don't want no man, but they are with that man for some stability. Okay? And after they raise those kids, what they do is they go on and be with them a woman. Okay? So it's a lot of people that are just twisted up. Right? Anyways, y'all, let me move along. I don't know if this is his wife. Let me see. Or if that's his daughter. Okay. Now I'm gonna pray for him. You know, everything is look like he delivering some folks. We're trying to deliver some people right here. Okay, so that's him and his wife right there. I like his wife's hair. And so I guess everything is, it's allegedly. But according to this guy, this porn star guy, hey, Punky Poo, he's from out of Nashville. According to this guy, get y'all asses over here. Rainbow, where you at? Get over here up under me until I get off of here. So according to this guy, this pastor is the bottom. Okay. This pastor asked him to dump in his mouth. Okay. He said he's nasty. He's got text messages from this pastor. And like I said, everything is, he's been going on definitely on a campaign to expose this man, right? So, I mean, is the man going to file a lawsuit against him for defamation? Or is he afraid that he's going to be able to produce some receipts? Okay. Hold on one second.
I did say that in messages and in person. Did I not? Thank you. More of the story is a lot of people live in a generation now where because that's their leader, they feel as if they should ride behind them. How can you lead unless you be called? How can you be a preacher unless you be called by the preachers? This man is not living the lifestyle of a preacher on the back. I hate a double-sided pastor, just like the Vision Church. No shade to nobody else, but Vision Cathedral. I go to Vision Cathedral when I was in Atlanta, right? And Vision Cathedral is a gay church. I need somebody to give me the understanding. A kindergarten grade, pre-K, I'd rather take Head Start grade. That's how deep I need this shit to go. On how the hell you gonna be a gay ass pastor with a gay ass husband, and you gonna tell me that God prophesied to you and did these things to you, and you got this big mega gay ass church where everybody in the church is gay as hell? I go to Vision Cathedral, y'all. I've been to Vision Cathedral multiple times, right? The third time I went, I found out the pastor had a husband. Cool, calm, cool, collected. I didn't go back. I decided to go back to the church because one of my friends, when I came back to Atlanta, one of my friends had invited me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't believe in what y'all believe in. I know I'm gay, but I don't need my leader to be gay. But I come to the church because you know me, I like an ear. I like to hear the people sing. I like to hear those type of things. And they got a good musician and all that type of stuff over there. But I go to the bathroom. I put this on my dead niece grave, on my dead daddy, on my soul. I go to the bathroom at Vision Cathedral just a few weeks ago in May for my gay dad's birthday thing. I go and I'm in the bathroom pissing, and another man with his old ass comes in the bathroom and talks to me about my porn. I immediately left that church with the quickness. I don't need to be in nobody's church that's come to me telling me that I like your porn or I love watching you on this app or that app. The devil is a liar. You need to be like and telling me to get on my knees and repent.
So it seems like to me that, even though this guy is in this lifestyle, he's wanting to be around people that's not like that. He mentioned that his dad was a preacher of a big church. It seems to me that he wants some type of deliverance. Okay. I'll say it seems to me that he does not want to be in that lifestyle. That's why he says he wants to be in a church where people are not like that. And it could be, with his dad being a pastor, did someone in the church do anything to him growing up or something like that? I don't know. But I mean, hey, it's interesting. He says that he has video of him and this pastor. Supposedly he has video of him and this pastor, and he's going to put it out. Okay. He said he's going to put it out. So I think that if he was afraid of the pastor, surely the church can raise money to put a gag on him or something like that, or But if he says anything and try to go at him and put a gag on him, the videotape, if he has it, may mysteriously get leaked. Okay, they can stop him from talking, but they can't stop him from making fake pages and putting stuff, mysteriously putting stuff out. They can't stop that. So, hey, listen, y'all. Stop. Shit. So, listen, y'all. I don't know. I don't really know what to say other than I think that people should live their truth. If you want to be with a man, I mean, you're not harming anybody else living your own life. Go and do that. Be who you are. Be open with who you are. But when you're living a lie and you're bringing other people unknowingly into that lie, I have issues with that. Because there are so many men I feel that is angry because they cannot live in their truth. I have a cousin that's gay. Get over here. One of the reasons why I've never been, I remember when my cousin came out. Okay, when my cousin came out, he was like 15 years old, right? Now, my family on my mama's side, my great aunts and stuff, they cuss like sailors, but they say they were supposed to be Christians, right? So what they wanted to do is they wanted to condemn him and his mama. His mother's not related to me; it's related to me about his daddy's side. I mean, they was going crazy, when the boy came out. And so I was the only person that refused to condemn him and judge him, because he always loved me as a cousin. I always loved being up under me. And so I always encouraged him, but I was one of the only ones that did not condemn him. And I'm glad that I didn't, because you know why? He says that people was coming at him in the family, from his mama saying negative things to him, to his dad, which is my cousin, saying just slurs at him, his own, his dad, just as if they could make him feel bad, and make him be straight, right? Get over here. He says that if it had not been for me, he was ready to take his own life at 15 years old. He was like, you were the only person that was not condemning me and encouraging me. You was my only comfort. I was ready to take my own life. So we have to be very meticulous now. When people, we have to, whether we like it or not, as long as they're not hurting themselves, as long as they're not hurting anybody else, hey, regardless of how we feel, we have to be okay with letting people be who they are, because if we don't let them be who they are, they go and start living a lie and hurting other people. Okay? Just like I feel like some of these men, the reason they be about to beat the brakes off of a woman. Okay? A lot of people think, well, he just macho. Now he about to beat the brakes off of a woman because he mad because she got a vagina. Get over here. He mad because she got a vagina. Okay? He mad because she got a vagina, and he's supposed to be this hardcore thug, so he can't go and openly live his life out. That's why he stays in jail. Every time you look up, he in jail. He doing a bid. He get out. He don't know how to function on the outside. Listen, I done told y'all. I'm telling y'all, I work for the sheriff's office now. I'm telling y'all how it go. I'm telling y'all how these folks get down. I work for the sheriff's office. What the hell going on? Hold on, y'all. I work for the sheriff's office. And whew, shit. Because it was dark up in here. Let there be lights. And I told y'all about how when I was working in the chief's office, and those girls would be calling Lil Rufus, Rufus, I'm his fiance. I know it wasn't been more his fiance. I'm little Rufus. They got little Rufus in the hole. I said, little Rufus in the hole. So I would go into the system and get to looking at why little Rufus was down there, and Ass said, I couldn't tell her. I said, okay, well, they hating on him. I said, okay, I'm going to get a lawyer. I said, yeah, you need to go on and do that then. Go ahead and get you a lawyer. Okay, go on and get you a lawyer. Because after I looked in the system, I already saw little Rufus was in the hole because he got caught up there on the fourth floor with his, he got caught doing in his cell, okay? And they have to go in the hole, right? But, I mean, those are the types of things that go on, right? And it's all because people don't know how to live their truth. I'll never forget. They did Blue Crush. And so they called the chief, and he was like, we short of staff. They get ready to bring in a whole lot of, they're going to arrest a whole lot of people on the street. That's when they just go and just massively arrest folks for no reason. I mean, well, they have warrants and stuff, but I mean, it's just asinine because they come in, they crowd up the jail, crowd up processing, and then they let them back out the same damn day or the next day. So, I mean, it's just crazy, right? And they have to prove they're doing something. So they go and they do all these massive arrests. They go and arrest the prostitutes. They go and knock on doors and people that's got warrants that's been in there since 1968. Okay, they folks in they on their damn sick bed. They rolling them in. Okay, they had a warrant on the book since 68. So they go and they massively arrest all of these people, and then so they brought him into jail. So the chief was like, you want to work some overtime? I was like, yeah, I'll work some overtime. So I went down there and worked some overtime in the booking window. They put me in the booking window. So they do the Blue Crush, in comes everybody, right? So what they brought in, they got the dudes that was wanted for child support and had child support warrants and little drug warrants and stuff like that, little gang members and all of that. So they brought them in. I booked them. I gave them their booking number, sent them on over to IDFP. They sitting out there in process and waiting to be housed. So then they brought in another truck, and it was just full of transgenders, dressed like women, had breasts, weave all up in their head. I was like, wow, a whole lot of transgenders. So anyways, I start putting their R9 number in. Bing, 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 bing. Med alert. I mean, it comes up. Put their R9 number in. I have to put on their arrest ticket, med alert. It was just bing, med alert, bing, med alert. So I booked them. They go on over to IDFP, right? And I said, when I see, there's a window that I can look through when you open the door from the booking window and let them in to processing and IDFP. So I go and stand in that window. I said, let me see how these gang members and these thugs and stuff that I just booked and sent over to IDFP gonna handle these transgenders coming in. Because when you send them over there, they ain't dressed out. They still in their regular clothes. I stood in that booking window, and I kid you not, I hear my right hand to the Lord. Some of them looked at them, and, you know, I'm not saying this right, but they went and sat on the other side of the room. They got up. They just went and sat on the other side of the room. But the majority of them was looking at them up and down like they wanted, like they was a snack. Like they was a snack. Like, I can't wait until I get up there on the floor. I hope we be on the same floor so I can wear you out. Y'all, that's the type of stuff that go on, all because people don't know how to live their truth. A lot of them in there for assault because they done almost beat the shit out their damn girlfriend, all because they want to get your ass over here. All because they want to get back to jail to be with their man. Okay. That's what be going on. Okay. And so I know, when don't nobody get mad at me talking about this type of stuff unless it is them that is involved in doing it. I'm telling y'all the types of things that goes on. I've seen it firsthand, right? And so it's all because people don't know how to live their truth. So they take their asses up there, and I'm booking all these folks in. They used to give condoms in jail, which I feel like they should start back doing, but they stopped doing it because they were saying that it is okay there's no consensual sex in jail. If you get caught having consensual, they're going to charge you with RAPE, both of you, and they're going to send your ass seg to the damn hole. You niggas in the bushes know I'm telling the truth because your asses done been up in jail. Okay? So what they do is they be about to beat their girlfriend to death. I'm telling y'all, when them transgenders come up in there, I'm putting in their R9 number. First of all, if they want to lie about their name, their fingerprint gonna tell everything. What's your name? Susie Q. They don't want to tell you the name. The officer, he won't tell me his name. I said, that's all right. Put your finger on that thing. Put your finger on that finger thing. R9 number. Put your finger on it. All your information gonna come up. Okay, his name John Davis. Bing, med alert. Okay, so then when they get out, they get up there with them transgenders that already got med alerts. They start messing with them transgenders. Not all of them, some of them. Okay. And when they get out, they tell they, I done been in jail. They give their girlfriend whatever it is. Now I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Now, most med alerts is when they got the H to the I to the V, the A to the I to the D to the S, hepatitis, stuff like that. But mainly it's the H to the I to the V. And then they get out and they beat their damn girlfriend. There, bitch, I've been locked up. You done been out effing somebody, about to stump the girl to death. He know damn well he done been up in jail with his man, and then came out and gave it to his girlfriend, and then want to beat her to death and say, I've been in jail, so I ain't been messing with nobody. You been out effing, and now you done gave me a disease. Okay? The H to the I to the V. That's another reason to beat his girlfriend to death, because he don't want to be out with her anyways, so he can go back to jail. Now, I remember one day I was working in release. I'll never forget. So, that release is when I was working some overtime down there. And release is when you're processing them out. One of the transgenders who is known who was in jail for aggravated prostitution. Aggravated prostitution is when you have that package and you're out there prostituting. A lot of people don't even know that. And so it was a misdemeanor. I think they was making it a felony. Some states have thrown it out. Okay, you can't even charge them with aggravated prostitution anymore. And so that guy came down there. He wanted to put his ponytail wig back in his head. Y'all know when y'all go to the property room, which is down there in release, you stop there in the window and get your property. He want to put before he take his picture to be booked out, he want to put his wig, his ponytail in his hair so he can look cute. You can't do that, sir. You can't do that. First of all, he got mad because we called him sir. You got to take your out picture. He was showing out. Most people, get over here. Stay over here by me. When I hear them making all that noise, I don't trust that. Okay, stay over here by me. So, anyways, he was cutting up. I said, if you already at the door, I'm gonna pop the door as soon as I take your picture. You get ready, you out. You been processed to get out. The man showed out so bad because he talking about he want to put his ponytail back in his head and take his picture. Well, the truth of the matter is he bust out and said, it don't matter to me. I'll just go on back upstairs on the 4th floor and be with my man. I want to go, they call him my husband. So he had a husband up there on the 4th floor. And y'all know ain't nothing up there. That's where they put the gorillas and gangsters, supposedly. But instead, this is the type of stuff that go on. People don't know how to live in their truth. Now, I don't like to tell nobody what to do, okay? My thinking is a little bit different because of what I've seen, okay? But I've always told a sister, I don't know if I would want to, I don't know how I would feel about dating a man if I was a sister that was dating men that was in the street. Y'all, these dogs always try to make me look bad when I'm on live. I have folks talking about me saying that they ain't got no home training. I mean, they don't got no home training, but they ain't got to let everybody know. Okay. But I forgot what I was going to say, but I was going to say this. I always tell a sister, I would be leery about dating a man that's been in jail for more than 6 months. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I would be a little leery based on what I've seen. Okay? Based on what I've seen. I'd be a little leery about it. Anyways. Hey, live your truth. We're all the same. We're all equal in God's eyes. I guess. I reckon. Okay? I ain't equal to no evil person. And just because you're gay don't mean that you're evil. I don't recommend people hurting gay people. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend nobody mistreating gay people. That's wrong. You don't do that. That's a human being. Yeah, but I do recommend somebody mistreating an old, evil, sick, twisted mother sucker that's out here wanting to murder folks and sexually assault the women and the children. Okay, well, I don't recommend, I can't say that, okay, because I work for the government. Wink, wink. I don't recommend it. Wink, wink. Okay. Anyway, y'all want to call in? I forget. What else was we going to talk about? I forget. Y'all know how we get to talk. We just be shooting it from the hip up in here. Anyways. We're all equal in God's eyes. Okay. And I think a lot of this stuff, if people was not so judgmental, why don't hey, you I mean, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know. I think if you're going to be right, just be right all the way across the board. I mean, because we all fall short. I can remember a girl that said to me, I was sitting there, I was about 7 or 8 months pregnant when I was working in felony response. I'll never forget this girl. I won't say her name. She's an old bat now. And I was sitting there and she was like, nothing to you, because she didn't have no kids. She was about 38 years old. I was like 23. She's about 38. And so I was sitting there about 7 months pregnant with my second baby, right? And she was like, no offense to you, but folks sitting up asking me why I ain't had no kids. I can't have no kids. No offense to you, and I ain't married. See, that's what I learned. You only tell people what you want them to know, because they'll try to throw it back in your face like they better. I ain't married. Folks will be around here talking about I done had a baby. I ain't married, and no offense to you either, because I know you ain't married, but I ain't trying to have no kids with no different daddies either. That's what that old ass bitch said to me as a young girl, because You know, she had asked me, folks, we want to know your business so they could try to throw it in your face. Both of your kids got the same dad. Why not? Because the first one didn't do right. So I got me another man and I got pregnant by him and he ain't doing right either. So when I had this baby, I'm gonna kick that motherfucker to the curb too. Okay. And like I did. And so anyways, I said, oh, okay. I always been pretty quick on my feet. I always been real quiet. People don't know I'm real quiet and reserved. Okay, I get on here and I talk, but then when I get off, I don't talk no more. But I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, you know, it's it ain't no better. It ain't no different than for me to. It ain't no different for me to be having kids with separate daddies. You know, it ain't no better for a woman to be around here sleeping with folks' husbands. See, people have a lot to say. Wait a minute. Hey. Wait a minute, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with these damn dogs, but hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Wait, y'all ain't gonna embarrass me. Y'all getting y'all asses in y'all houses. Now, folks gonna be talking about me. Get in the house. Get in y'all house. What the hell wrong with y'all? Sitting up fighting, get in there. Come on. Here I give y'all a treat. Where y'all treat set? Oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah, domestic violence, they showing their asses but good. So the two boys fighting. So yeah, I said, well, it ain't no better for me to it ain't no different than, you know, women around here sleeping with other people's husbands. So I was get ready to say people have a lot to say when they think you don't know their business, right? They have a lot to say until you do them the same way that they did you. She didn't have nothing else to say about that. The bitch looked at me in shock because she thought I had not heard. Them police officers was messy. All they ever did was tell folks business and quote each other. She thought I didn't know. I just was never one to talk people's business. But I threw it back in her face. Bitch, I'm sitting up 7 months pregnant. You think you're gonna make me feel bad? And the man I'm pregnant by, I mean, he was out of North Memphis, but he wasn't married. Cypress, that was a joke. He was out of North Memphis, though. But he wasn't married. But you laying around with other folks' husbands and you're old. Because, bitch, you was 38 at that time. You try to make a young girl feel bad about not being married. Okay? Anyway, y'all. We just got to do better. As far as the crime, these preachers need to just live their life. He said domestic violence. Sure is a lot of domestic violence. As far as the puppies fighting. He said North. After my daughter's dad, I never dated another dude out of North Memphis. Didn't want to. I didn't want to. I don't mean, listen, I'm not saying if it's good or bad, but I mean, he definitely had the mentality of I think the people that grew up in North Memphis, you could tell. I'm always able to tell when a person has grown up in North Memphis. I'm just able to tell when they've grown up in North Memphis. I mean, I'm not saying that that's bad. My dad grew up in North Memphis until he was 17. Over on what street was that my dad grew up on in North Memphis? Damn. Cypress, what was the name of that street I told you my dad grew up on? Norman Street. My dad grew up on Norman Street. They grew up on Norman Street until he was 17. And then my granddad and them moved to Whitehaven. Might have been 16, and it was 16. 16, then started going to Fairleigh High School. And my mama was going to Fairleigh High School. Anyways. He said, get you a North Memphis Ninja. He said, Norman Street, North Memphis exit. I remember as a little girl, because they kept that house for a long time. They might still have. I think my auntie owned that house, and she rents it out. I didn't like the house. I remember as a little girl, I didn't like that house. It just I didn't like it. It just I didn't like I didn't like it. I didn't want to spend the night there. Because I'm trying to think, because when they left, somebody still had their house. I don't know if one of my aunties moved into it at that point, or one of the family members, but I remember like they would go there sometimes. I didn't like it. I didn't never like it. And I was about 6, 7 years old. I remember. When my dad would stop by there, when I would be with him. I didn't like that house. Anyways, y'all. Because when you walked, the floors would creak, and that was scary to me. It was like it was really a old ragged house. He said exit 5. Oh yeah, the lines are open. If y'all want to call, y'all can call in. Look, y'all don't call in with no foolishness. I ain't in the mood for no craziness tonight. Not tonight. Yeah, I think we kept it light. People shouldn't be afraid to talk about certain things. I think that folks need to be honest with people. Like if you know that you feel a certain way, and some women accept their men being bisexual. Let's just be real. I've heard women say that they would rather their man be with another man. Y'all, they done fell out and went to sleep. So I guess they fighting because they was sleeping. They done fell out and went to sleep. I've heard some women say that they would rather their man be with another man than another woman. They don't want to compete with another woman. They want to be the only woman. I mean, that's what some people say. Like it's to me, it's a little twisted. But that's what they say. I've always had my suspicions about just me, men that be wanting to have threesomes. What man wants to be up in the bed with another man? So, it's. I mean, to me, but I'm old school though, so to me, it's not. Well, it's still not normal. And what woman would want another? Anyways, I ain't gonna talk about that. Well, I'll say this. Let me rephrase that. What man would want to be in bed with another man that is straight? Let me say that. A man that is straight. Now, a man that is not straight would, but a man that is straight, I don't think would. So let me rephrase that before people get offended. Oh God. Oh my God. That's yeah, but what straight man wants to be naked in bed with another man? I don't care. I mean, why not ask that man to go out the room? If they call themselves out gonna be with a woman, why not, man, you wait. If she's willing to go, I mean, if that's what she does, dog, you need to go outside the room. I don't need you looking at me. Isn't that what a straight man would say? I mean, that's what I thought. But he gets in the bed with the man and they touching all on each other. Mm. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Did I bring my folders in? I need to work on my cases. I be bringing work home and everything. Anyways, did anybody want to call in? Is my phone charged up? I don't think the phone even charged up. I wish I could drop the link, but I can't drop the link. Hey, so lovely, Couture. Y'all, who's out in here that's in the bushes? I'm really anxious to see who is all in here that's from out of the bushes. I'm real anxious to see that. Hey, the real. I sure wish, like, it's saying 65, but I'm sure it's more than that in real time. I want to know who is in here. Say hello to me. See, people be in the bushes. I don't know why they be scared to come out of the bushes. Hey, Dub JJ. Pop out. Yeah, pop out and say hello to me. I'm just getting to work, Miss T. Mods and chat. Hey, nothing. Do y'all want me to charge the phone up so y'all can call in? I charge the phone up and they still don't call in. I'm gonna charge the phone up and see if somebody want to call in. Let me see. It'll pop on in like 2 minutes. hate it when I can't find my phones. I be hating it when I can't find my phones. I'm changing purses tonight. Because this purse is too big. And I be losing. Y'all see I got everything. Y'all hear it. Y'all hear it, don't it? I be dropping everything in the earrings, shoes. That's how big it is. Shoes, folders, mail, just everything. So if I get a smaller purse, I can't put nothing in it. But my ink pens and maybe a wallet. I don't carry no money on me. I don't carry money on me. So when I be finding money in my purse, I be shocked. Now what I have been doing was I have been but I haven't done it lately. I gotta start back doing it. I've been making sure I kept like wands and stuff on me so that when I saw homeless people downtown, I could give them some money because it's hot outside to go get them some water. And I haven't been to Kroger to get no bottled waters, no water bottles, because it's hot outside, y'all. So make sure y'all get bottled water and keep it in your car and stuff, so that when you see homeless people, you can just give them a bottle of water, because the numbers are gonna be record breaking. And try to keep like go to Dollar Tree and buy like doggy bowls so that you can when you see an animal, you can put some water in the bowl and just put it out on the sidewalk, and you know and just get back in your car or whatever. But definitely do it for like the homeless people, because it's gonna be too hot outside and they're gonna need to be hydrated. We don't need nobody dying. Okay, it don't cost nothing to go to Kroger and get a case of 24 packages of water for like $4. Okay, do something besides making people's lives miserable sometimes. Okay, because seems like that's all folks want to do nowadays. Anyways, y'all, okay, so y'all, the phone just popped on. Call in. The number is 901-667-0119. 901-667-0119. I guess somebody want to call in. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. It ain't ringing for it because I ain't got it hooked up. Wait a minute. Oh, damn. Has anybody tried to call in? Just tell me that. I don't think nobody want to call in. Okay, y'all, call in. Okay, it ain't working. I don't think it's working. Hold on. Let's see. It ain't working. Wait a minute. Yes, it is working. Call in. Maybe it's not working. Somebody call in to see if it's working. See if it's gonna ring. That's it on the screen. That's the number right there. And let me know if it rings. Hey, Keita. I guess it's not working. Hold on, let me see something. Okay, it's not working. Anyways. I will put another number up, but I don't think nobody gonna call anyways. People just like to look. They don't like to call. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But other than that, we just talking. If you all want to. Hold on. Y'all make sure you all hit the like button if you haven't. Hit the like button, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Hold on, I'm looking at something. Damn. Hold on, y'all. I think I know a way to get it to work. Hold on, you all. While y'all waiting, y'all just hit the like button. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm getting ready to try to Hold on, let's see. Okay, y'all try it. Somebody call. Try it and see if it works. Y'all number up there on the screen. Hold on, y'all. Hello, this is Tamara. Hey, who is this?
Joy loves God.
Hey, Joy. So the phone is working.
Yeah, it's working. I said, well, let me try and check it for you.
Well, it's working. We got people in the bushes that be scared to come out and say anything.
They're scared to come out and say, hey. Yeah, come out and say something.
That's right. We don't bite.
Right.
I'm a real nice person.
We're not gonna let that pastor pray for him.
I know that's right. That pastor's something else.
Yeah. I'm catching up on everything. I've been out of pocket for 8 days in the Bahamas, so I'm back. So I got a lot of catching up to do.
Oh, wow. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself in the Bahamas.
I did. I said, oh, I don't want to leave.
Well, I'm going to New Orleans. I'll be in New Orleans in a couple months. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait because I need a vacation.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure to call in and make sure the line was open. So y'all call in. Let's hear what y'all got to say. I want to hear everything, and I got a lot of listening to do.
I know that's right.
Look, I'm missing everything. I'm like, shoot, I need to get back home.
Okay.
All right, I ain't gonna hold you. I just wanted to see if the line was working.
Okay, thank you for calling in.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Shout out to Joy Loves God for calling in. We definitely appreciate that. Her calling in. Anyways, you guys, I guess we've been on here long enough. I don't really have anything to do. I mean, I when I get off, what I start doing is I start working because I did bring some files home to work on, but I guess I can work on them I need to, and I got a habit of doing that. Like when it's hard for me to finish something when I'm at work, it just kind of spills over to me working on it at home, so that I can but I guess I need to rest when I'm at home. I'm ready for my vacation. Like, um, I'm going down to New Orleans, and I do have friends in New Orleans, so I want to spend some, spend a week down there, just hanging. And when I go to New Orleans, I always have fun. I have fun because the food is so good. I like spicy food. I cook my food is always spicy. Mo, I like spicy foods, and so I just love the New Orleans culture, right? Their culture is a lot different. Um, they have like that they talk the way they talk because I think this is what I think. I think it's that broken English and broken French. That's what it is, broken French and broken English, and so they just kind of got their own language. I think that's how that is. So, um, but the food be so good. I didn't even like red beans and rice until because I was like, I don't like red beans and rice. And then when I went to New Orleans, one of my friends made some red beans and rice, and I've been in love with it ever since. I didn't like oysters. Now buy I still don't eat the slimy oysters. But the first time I went to New Orleans, I had a po' boy oyster sandwich, and it was a little spicy. It was on this fresh loaf bread because we stayed at this hotel that had a seafood restaurant connected to it. The seafood restaurant was really expensive, but the food was so good. Um, and I don't know what made me try the fried. It was fried oyster. Whatever sauce they had on it, it was spicy. It was good. It was so freaking good. So this time I'm staying. Well, I'm not saying where I'm staying. Um, but my friends live in the third area, the third ward. Um, and you hear like a lot of horror stories about the third ward. But when I was down there, of course, it's a different time now. They had torn down the projects, and I guess Master P and them made them famous, like the Calliope and the forget the other ones, Magnolia or something. And I think they had torn those down, and they made like better apartments. Um, and even like over there where we was at every day, we was over there off of general. We was out. They live. Okay, okay. Well, it don't matter, I guess. Yeah, Oyster Po' Boy. We was over there on General Taylor. We was over there on General Taylor and Durbany, and we was out there. Like it was really nice, just sitting on the porch. It was fine. Like that's the third ward, but you would think that the area was really bad, but it was really not. It was. I mean, it was just nice sitting out there. The people was really friendly, just sitting out there on the porch, just chilling and having fun. So it, from what I experienced, and that's just because it's I guess the apartments and stuff, the bad apartments or something have been torn down. Um, it is, it wasn't like that. Anyways, y'all, I need to take a bath. I don't need to take one. I want to take one. Y'all know how I likes to take. I got me some new bubble bath and some bath fizz. So I want to soak in the tub. I need to be in there packing the rest of my stuff. What's going to end up happening is I'd be so tired. Most of the time, I'd be so drained. I think because I think all the time and all of that, I did hire some people to come in and do a lot of work for me. Um, this Hispanic company, and I'm gonna just have them because they're supposed to. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. I got that. Okay, but I'm finna get ready to get off. But um, anybody know of? Maybe I shouldn't say that. I probably shouldn't say it. Um, I'll just find me one. But I'm probably gonna have to have them come in and pack the rest of my stuff for me. Because I promise you, the way that my mind is set up. I have so much going on. My mind is not set up at this point because everything else is almost like a priority. But they came in and they was in my house like organizing, and I had them to put stuff in totes so that, and they stacked them up. They got all of my totes and stuff stacked up because I did have some boxes, and I was like, I'm not going to the rest of my boxes, I'm going to put the stuff like in my outhouse in the boxes. But like my clothes, like a lot of my seasoning and all of that, they stack my seasoning in clear totes. I went about a lot of clear totes. When I tell you that somebody recommended that Hispanic cleaning company, the clean and organized, to me, they was so awesome. They was at my house for so long. Like they gave me a set price and they didn't leave it. They sent two girls, they didn't leave until they finished. And like all of my like clothes that I have hanging up, they've taken them out of the closet, and they color code, they like my dresses. I told them I wanted them to organize them by color. And they put them in totes. And I think I'm gonna have them to come and finish the rest. I be so busy, I don't have time to do it. But in my in my price, they came, they organized, they was here for like 8, almost 9 hours. And then in that package, they're gonna go over to my new place and sanitize it. But what I'm gonna have to do is go ahead and have them come and pack the rest of this shit up because I don't have time to do it. Because I don't have time to do it. So why should I stress myself out to pack the rest of my stuff when I can just pay somebody to pack it? And that's another thing, y'all. If you don't have to be stressed out, don't stress yourself out. Just get somebody else to do it and go to sleep. Okay. Anyways, you guys, that was a word right there. Anyways, I'm getting ready to get in the tub. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I enjoyed being on here with you all tonight. I'm getting ready to get off here so I can get in the tub and go to bed. Okay. My mama said, "Why are you on there on that vlog? Why are you sitting there on the bed or whatever? You could be packing the rest of your stuff instead of paying somebody. But why should I have to do that when I could pay somebody to do it? Just make it easier for me. Why would I stress myself out even more?" Okay. So y'all, just if you can do anything to make your life easier, do it. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk with you tomorrow.